Welcome back, and today I'm going to make banana pancakes, so let's get started. So you're going to need 4 bananas, and I like to make sure that I use ones that are ripe. And I'm going to use a potato masher. You could use a fork if you don't have a potato masher. I'm going to kind of break up the banana. These smell really sweet, which is nice. And if you have any like little imperfections, like that's a little black spot, I'm going to just take that off. All right, hope everybody's having a good day. I'm actually making this for dinner tonight, because I like to have breakfast for dinner. I'm getting all these strings off. I'm not going to overly mix them because I am going to use the mixer later, so that it's going to mix them some more, but we'll just get it started. I have a big bowl, kind of a flat bottom. It's going to be good because they smell super sweet, which is nice. Pretty easy recipe. Okay, so let's just set that aside. And our next thing is we need 6 large eggs. Just gonna get a little paper towel for the shells. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to check for shells, and I do see a little piece of shell, and I use the shell to scoop out a little piece of shell, and that works quite well. All right, I'm going to go wash my hands, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to scramble these eggs up. Okay, and then I'm going to set that aside. And now for our next ingredients, we're going to do a cup of milk. And when measuring out liquid ingredients, you want to get level with the measuring cup. And I'm going to go to 1 cup of milk. And by the way, I'm using whole milk, which will give it a more rich flavor. And I'm going to put that in with the eggs. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in some vanilla extract, and I'm going to do a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then I will mix this up some more, except I put my fork in the sink. That wasn't a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna mix that up together. Okay, so I need 4 tablespoons of oil. So today I'm gonna use some sunflower oil. And I have my 4 tablespoon measure. One, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty, and now the next thing is we need to start measuring the flour out. So I'm going to just get this all mixed up. And we're going to get our flour, and we need 2 cups of flour. Sorry for the camera adjustment. Okay. When measuring out flour, you want to level it off, and I like to use the back of a knife. 1, 2, and then we need 6 tablespoons of baking powder. That's a lot. Okay, so I have my baking powder, not to be confused with baking soda, and I'm going to use the lid to level it off, because when measuring out baking powder, you also want to go ahead and level it off. So let's go ahead and do 6 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now we'll just kind of pre-mix this up. And actually, I should have, I'm thinking back when I measured the oil, I should have measured the oil into a separate cup or use a little measuring cup instead, because you should never really do that over the top of the batter. That is a rookie error, and I know better to not do it that way next time, because if the oil would have overflowed, we would have had to start from scratch. All right, so we got this kind of pre-mixed. All right, now we need some cinnamon. And we're going to do at least a teaspoon of cinnamon, but I think I'm going to add extra. So I'm going to do a heaping teaspoon of cinnamon. And then I think I'm just going to add just a little bit extra for good measure, because when I'm making something with bananas, I like to use a lot of cinnamon. And then I'm just going to mix this up with the fork, but we are going to go over to the mixer and mix it up thoroughly. Okay, so but while I'm doing this, let's go over the ingredients and make sure that we have everything. We have 6 large eggs. We have 2 cups of flour. We have 1 cup of milk. We have 6 tablespoons of baking powder, 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 4 ripe bananas mashed, and we have over a teaspoon of cinnamon, because I like a lot of cinnamon. So we're going to take this to the mixer. We're going to mix this first, then we're going to add our bananas. Okay, so now it's time to mix this up at the mixer, and I'm going to show you which attachment I'm going to use. I'm going to use this attachment here. Oops, a little bit too close. All right, because you don't want to use a dough hook. So this is a dough hook. You don't want to use that, because that's like for cookie dough, bread dough, stuff like that. And you don't want to use a wire wisp, because that is for egg whites, like to make meringue and that sort of thing, sauces, whipped cream, very lightweight things. All right, so let's get this mixed up. And then we'll add our bananas and mix it a little bit more. Okay, let's see how we're doing. We want to scrape the sides here. Make sure we get all the batter off the sides. I think we're almost done with the mixing, but let's just get that mixed up. Now it's time to add the banana, and I think I'm just going to take this whole thing off because it's going to be hard to get it through the little chute there. So I'm just going to add this all. And we don't want to overmix it, but we also don't want to undermix it, so we got to be careful. Oops, there we go. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we're at the right consistency. Well, maybe just a little bit more. Okay, we should be good now. Okay, looks like it's good. And with pancake batter, let me see if I can show this to you. It's going to be thin. It's not going to be like you're making a cake. It's not like banana bread. It's going to be thin because we're making pancakes. All right, so let's go to the flat top and start making some pancakes. Okay, so I have my flat top heating up here, about 375. Everybody's is different. I might have to make an adjustment. We'll see. This is fairly new for me. I used to just have one of those electric ones that sat on the counter. And then we got this one, and I love this one, but I'm still getting a little bit used to the temperature. So the important thing is that we have the butter, and we're using butter. Totally melt it and kind of starting to sizzle a little. So I'm just gonna melt this all, and then we'll check back in just a few. Okay, I can see it's starting to sizzle, and I can feel it's getting pretty hot here, so let's start. Sometimes the first couple of pancakes are a bit of a test to see if the skillet is, or the griddle, or the grill is hot enough. So we're going to lay some of these out. Then I'm going to make some small ones for my granddaughter. Because she likes the small ones. Okay. Let's just go ahead and see. I think I probably could have waited a tad longer for it to get just a little bit hot, but like as I said, that usually happens on the first ones. So what we're waiting for is for the pancakes to have like a little bit of bubbles on top. And that's how you know to flip them. Look at this little thing here. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's just a little drip. So you got to be patient because it takes a little while. But luckily I can do several at one time. And you can do this on you can use a frying pan if you don't have a grill. That's okay too. You just won't be able to make as many at one time. making progress because I can hear it sizzling. I'm seeing a little bit of bubbles, but you have to be patient. So you might want to know what I'm making with this tonight. And I didn't have any bacon, but I had some ham that I had frozen, and it's already sliced at Thanksgiving time, and I am defrosting it now. And I'm going to cook up some ham. I'm going to fry it up, and it'll be a nice side dish because I didn't have any bacon. But the fried ham actually tastes very good. All right, we are making progress slowly because I could have waited just a hair longer. Sometimes I just get overly anxious about this stuff, but it's coming along. When you're cooking and preparing food, you got to be patient, and it's always worth the wait. Because we don't want to prematurely flip these because the batter will go flying and then there'll be a spot that's not quite done. So we're just going to take it slow and have it taste really good. We are getting very close. Always seems like the first ones are the ones that, you know, take a little bit longer, kind of get everything heated up and seasoned up and ready to go. This middle one's looking like it might be getting close. And you don't want to, especially with these banana pancakes, you don't want to cook them too fast on too hot of a grill because they'll probably burn, and we don't want that. We want the banana to actually cook. That one's going to be possibly ready to flip because it's a littler. But we will just wait a little bit. But we are getting close. I think a lot of people don't think about breakfast for dinner. I'm not a big breakfast person in the morning. I don't like to eat a lot in the morning, so I really enjoy breakfast for dinner. It's one of my favorite things. Okay, let's try this little one. Get under it. Oh, perfect. Hopefully they all are like that. Okay, I'm going to try the small ones first. That's good. And then I think I'm going to go for this one. And I got this nice extra wide spatula that my husband found online. There's some great finds online. You just have to go to the store and go shopping and shopping, and then you still can find what you were looking for. So at least you can go shopping from the comfort of your home, so that's nice. Sometimes I like to shop the old-fashioned way too, but if you're trying to find something unique, it's just easier to go online and find it. I'm just going to show you now. When they start to smoke, and I don't know if you can see that on camera, but then they're also getting close. But you can, once you're to this point, kind of just do a little peek. Yep, and this one's done. Now I'm going to put it onto the plate so you can see how it looks. And then I'm going to check the others. Nope, that one's still, probably this one. This guy's ready, and I'm going to show you again how it's going to look so that you just have an idea. All right, well, I'm going to keep on monitoring these. I'm going to go ahead and make the rest, and then we will do the taste test. All right, so it's time for the taste test, but first I want to show you how much that made. So we have a nice big stack of pancakes and a little one for my granddaughter because she likes them littler. And we're going to do the taste test. But I personally like to have whipped cream on my pancakes. It might seem strange. It tastes really good to me. My husband's going to have probably real maple syrup. So that's what he's going to have. But I'm going to have the whipped cream. But I think I'll actually just try it plain first. Okay, so first I wanted to show you. It's all done like that. Okay. Let's try it plain. And I'll put a little bit of whipped cream on. I'll let you know how it tastes with the whipped cream. Absolutely delicious. And the cinnamon really complements bananas. And I did fry it in butter, so it does have a very buttery taste, which adds to the flavor. Very, very delicious. I'm going to try some with the whipped cream. Let's see how that tastes with it. Okay. That's my favorite way to eat it. My husband's favorite way to eat it is with the real maple syrup. Now, if you remember, I didn't add any regular sugar, but the bananas are so sweet. That's another reason you want to use ripe bananas, because the more ripe they are, the sweeter they taste. So it tastes sweet enough. It's not overbearingly sweet, but just the right amount of sweetness, and the cinnamon really complements those bananas. So I'm also going to go ahead and do a separate video, and I'm going to fry up some ham. And so that'll be in a separate video, so you'll want to check that out. So for those of you who subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. And if, noticing my hair is a little frazzled. And if you don't subscribe to my channel, I hope that you do. And please go back if you would want to learn some really fun recipes. Go back and check out some of my other videos. I think you'll enjoy them. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.